to the review for you. Today we are reviewing Tony's Pepperoni Pizza. And pizza, you have to cook it at 400 degrees. And you place it in the center of the rack and you cook it for 17 to 19 minutes, which is different from our 16 to 18 minutes. And then you enjoy this. That's it. Okay, so I just took it out of the box, and this is what you get. The pepperoni placement, pretty good. Cheers.
I'm a little uncertain. The crust is a little bit too crispy.
I would give it a sad face, only because the crust tastes a little bit like croutons. It's a little too crispy for me. We would have cooked it a little bit shorter.
I give this a joyful because the ratio is just right.
I give it a more please because it is really delicious.
Big old 2 thumbs up.
I give it a 10 out of 10 because it does not have any resemblance to cardboard.
And I think that if I was in Noah's position, I would stock up on Tony's Pizza for the flood.
When out in the desert, the devil would have tempted Jesus with this pizza.
That was our Tony's Pizza review for you. Back to you, Pastor Carl. I hope whatever you say relates to our pizza. Bye, everybody.
Oh my word, these pizza reviews are cracking me up. I know that they have a couple more pizza reviews left, so keep on watching them. But today they brought up this crust, which was interesting because this was the hardest crust we've had. We heard in the last one, I think they said the crust was like soggy cardboard. But this was the hardest crust they'd had, and yet it also sounded like one of the pizzas that they actually liked the most. And so I started thinking about hard crust. I started thinking about the way that it was really good. And then I heard Monica talk about the way that this is the kind of pizza that the devil would have tempted Jesus with in the desert. And I started to think about other sort of rocky things in the desert to go with this crust. And I was reminded of Exodus chapter 17. Here's the story. The whole Israelite community broke camp and set out from the Sinai desert to continue their journey as the Lord commanded. They set up their camp at Raiting, but there was no water for the people to drink. The people argued with Moses and said, "Give us water to drink." Moses said to them, "Why are you arguing with me? Why are you testing the Lord?" But the people were very thirsty for water, and they complained to Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to Egypt to kill us, our children and our livestock with thirst?" So Moses cried out to the Lord, "What should I do with these people? They are getting ready to stone me." The Lord said to Moses, "Go on ahead of the people and take some of the elders of Israel with you. Take in your hands the shepherd's rod that you used to strike the Nile River and go. I'll be standing there in front of you on the rock at Horeb. Hit the rock, water will come out of it, and the people will be able to drink." Moses did so while Israel's elders watched. He called the place Massah and Meribah because the Israelites argued and tested the Lord, saying, "Is the Lord really with us or not?" I guess it just goes to show you can't judge a pizza solely by its crust. I looked at the pizza when Faith first showed it, and it looked like out of all the pizzas we've seen so far, it had the most pepperoni on it, even though Tony's is traditionally one of the cheaper pizzas. I was really surprised with how much they actually liked this pizza and how excited they were to eat it. It wasn't sort of a last resort kind of thing. Sometimes we can be surprised in the same sort of way with God in our own lives. We're expecting one thing and God completely offers us something that we weren't expecting. I think the best thing that we can do is to try to learn to trust God, unlike the Israelites, even when we're wondering. how God is going to take care of us and how God is going to be with us. We are called to trust God. That doesn't mean we don't ask God how, and that we don't ask God to give us. But it does mean that we don't expect that God's going to kill us or that God isn't going to be with us. That's all I got for y'all today. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Talk to y'all later.